All right, we are back to break down the 49ers defense against the Green Bay Packers. Sunday Night Football, Week 3. They scored 30 points, but if you watch this game, you come away thinking that the 49ers played really well. There was a lot to like on the defense, and it really comes down to good offense beats good defense. And that was the theme in this game. Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the NFL. That is a deadly combo. You have zero margin for error. And even when you are right, you are still wrong with Aaron Rodgers. And we're going to go over some of the plays that illustrate that. So here's a first one is a good example. So it's slot fade. The 49ers are in man coverage across the board. Josh Norman, Jaquiski Tartt, Jimmy Ward, K'Wan Williams, Emmanuel Mosley. Talanoa Hufanga is the deep safety. So Devontae Adams is in man coverage against Jaquiski Tartt, who does a really good job on him. So naturally, when Adams is in the slot, you're going to shade the safety that way. If you are going to get beat by their fourth, fifth, whatever receiver Allen Lazard is. So 1.82 seconds to throw this pass. What do you do against that? Watch where this ball is placed. Hufanga is never going to get there just because he's helping on Adams. And you're going to live with this throw. You're going to live with giving up a slot fade to Allen Lazard. That's not sustainable. Like, that is how you want to go down swinging. I mentioned 1.82 seconds to throw because you're going to see this a few times in this breakdown. Nick Bosa off to the left here. He wins. But it doesn't matter just because Rodgers is getting rid of the ball so quickly. That's perfect. It's good offense beats good defense. Random points of this breakdown. I'm going to highlight my guy here. Azeez Al-Shaair. He's playing lights out, playing at a really high level. And honestly, I would not be surprised if he remains a starter when Dre Greenlaw does come back, just because he plays with a level of physicality that Greenlaw just does not have. And that's not really a slight to Greenlaw. I think it's more about Azeez Al-Shaair being, just a better fit for what the 49ers want to do. So the Packers are notoriously known for using a player to run to the flat, and you want your linebacker to rush up there. That way, either one of these two receivers can have an easy window. Al-Shaair does a good job here of not rushing out to the flat, playing with good depth, and just breaking on the ball. Seems like a very simple play, but I'll show you later on why it is important to not rush out to the flat like this. Every time he hits somebody, they go backward. And I love the way he celebrates, but just a really heady play. You can tell that he understands coverages, which is why I'm really high on him, and I think he's going to be really good. All right, so after the first drive, D'Amico Ryans, his version of a changeup was to throw drop 8 coverage at Aaron Rodgers. And what that is they are going to rush 3, and they're going to drop 8. So it's going to be 5 under, 3 deep. The 3 deep players, Jimmy Ward has this deep third, Jaquiski Tartt has the middle third, and Josh Norman has this deep third. I think they did a really good job of rotating and just disguising their coverages. On this play, however, I think the Packers do a better job of messing with the 49ers coverage rules. So I mentioned deep third, deep third, deep third. What Jimmy Ward is going to be doing is watching number one. Number one eliminates himself. And Jimmy Ward does what you would think anybody would do. So he has a deep third. Once he eliminates himself, he's going to go run up on him. He's going to try to get there. Unfortunately, what that does is it leaves Tartt one-on-one with a wide receiver. And I don't know any safety that's going to make this play, so I'll let it run. That's a lot of ground, a lot of space, a lot of room for Tartt to hang on there. So the 49ers do a zone match and then a man match drop 8. This first one is a zone match where I don't mind dropping the defensive lineman. Generally, when you run this drop 8 coverage, you're trying to take away the deep throw, get the quarterback to either check it down or throw it to somebody short and everybody can rally to the ball. Does not happen here. So again, responsibilities, what it looks like. So you have your 3 under right here. So he's a flat player. He's a flat player. DJ Jones in this scenario is a hole dropper, which he does a great job of getting in front of the hole. You have the the hook curl defenders, Fred Warner and Emmanuel Mosley, and then the 3 deep defenders here. Good in theory, but when you have a quarterback that's going to throw the ball down the field and take advantage of his one-on-one matchups, it's very tough to stop. See it from the end zone view one last time. When you give him time to throw, that is what happens. All right, so the last play was drop 8 coverage with zone principles. This is a drop 8 coverage with man principles. So they're going to be manned up across the board underneath. Again, really good disguise because it looks like it's cover 1. However, Jimmy Ward is going to drop to this half. You have Tart here. He's going to drop to that half. And they're going to play man underneath. While Fred Warner, whenever the offense goes empty, Richard Sherman told me this last year, they have an automatic check for Fred Warner to carry number 3. You can do that when you have really freaking good players. They do that. You can see Warner, he's going to carry 3 up the seam. And as the number 3 receiver goes to the corner, Warner's going to work back to the middle and find work. The issue in this scenario for the 49ers when they are in drop 8 in their man principle, you leave Azeez Al-Shaair one-on-one with Devontae Adams, who kind of cooks him down here. And the 49ers are fortunate not to give up a touchdown. Just the way Rodgers scrambles around here and buys time, he still is able to find Adams and hit him on the 1-yard line. But again, it's good in theory because they do what they're supposed to do. They take away the routes initially. They force Rodgers to, kind of leave the pocket, get off his first reads. But he makes a play, keeps the play alive. That's tough to do, man. Tough to stop when you give the quarterback that much time and you're not able to bring him down. Coverage is fine at first, but when you have to guard for this many seconds, and when you have a quarterback that's willing to make this type of throw, let's see exactly where he releases the ball, when he releases the ball. Maybe we'll go back to this angle. See exactly when he lets go of it. So he's letting go of the ball when Azeez is trailing. Tart is coming downhill. Maybe he can come down sooner, but that's just Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. You have to be able to tip your cap to the offense, and there was a lot of cap tipping in this game because of old number 12. So we did not see any other drop 8 coverages after that drive. We did, however, see Nick Bosa make some plays. On the play before this, he was able to get a stop for a gain of 1. This play, the Packers try to run a tight end screen, and just watch what he does to the tight end. This is the intended receiver. He does not get into his route because of number 97. He puts him on his back, walks him back with a long arm. That's tough. Good luck. And the reason I know it's a screen, because watch the linemen. Watch what these two do. They're trying to get upfield. They're trying to block somebody, but there's nobody to block because the receiver is not in his route. Again, good players make good plays, and they make defensive coordinators look good. And Nick Bosa is a prime example of that. Just really impressive player. He plays with tremendous effort. And you'll see that as a big theme in this one as well. In the 2019 NFC Championship, Emmanuel Mosley, right here, picked off Aaron Rodgers on this same concept. So the outside receiver is going to run a curl route. The inside receiver is going to run a seam route. Mosley ended up splitting the difference. Rodgers does not throw the ball on this play because of Deommodore Lenoir. Does a really nice job of getting hands-on Randall Cobb here and disrupting the timing of the route. Because of that, Rodgers has to hold the ball. And when you do that against this defensive line, that happens. So again, focus on Lenoir here getting a hand on and disrupting in the slot right here. Forcing Rodgers to hold the ball. Doesn't like what he sees. Has to, tuck it. And by that time, pressure's in his face. This is why Rodgers was getting rid of the ball so quickly, because this defensive line, if you just give them 3 seconds, that's all they need to get after it. So he has been phenomenal to start the season. And plays like this are why. Walks the guard back. Sack. I mentioned effort. You saw it from Bosa a few plays ago. You're going to see it from Fred Warner here. He gets from the hash to the bottom of the numbers, closes ground in a hurry, and Adams is only able to gain, I think, 6 or 7 yards because of it. But just watch the ground that he covers. Watch the effort. Watch the speed. That's why he's a superstar. See it from this angle. They all play really hard. Impressive play right there. When you play with that type of effort, it rubs off on your teammates. Josh Norman, newcomer, knows if you slack off, you're going to get called out for it. So it's third down. It's a crucial down. Josh Norman uses a little peanut punch. I believe this is a play where he actually got hurt, Watch him hustle to the ball, knock the ball out, prevents the Packers from picking up a first down. So this is 3rd and 4, turns into 4th and 1, and the Packers, have a play next time where they try to sneak a receiver behind the 49ers defense. Does not work, and it's a turnover on downs. That does not happen unless Norman makes this play right here where he just hustles all the way over here, knocks the ball out. You see him kind of wind up there to punch the ball out. It works. Turnover on down because of that play right there. These next 2 throws are why Aaron Rodgers was an MVP, will be a Hall of Famer, and why your margin for error, even if you are right, you are wrong. So top of the screen, it's 3rd down, by the way. Top of the screen, you have Lenoir on Adams. He loses the release, and as soon as that happens, Rodgers throws the ball for a completion. The ball is out of his hands between 1.5 and 1.6 seconds. There is not much you can do when that happens. So again, loses the release. Not sure what you want Lenoir to do besides, he could close that space. So instead of just running parallel with Adams right here, you probably want him to run to this upfield shoulder, his left shoulder in this case. But even if he does that, look where the ball's thrown. How dare the 49ers not practice against this? Like, what are you supposed to do? And the pass rush isn't going to get there because I mentioned 1.5, 1.6 seconds is coming out of his hand on these next 2 throws. Good luck. 2 plays later, the Packers go right back to the wheelhouse. So, again, Davante Adams, this time against Dante Johnson. So, Johnson actually plays this very well. I thought he actually played it better than what Lenoir did. And he got, kind of crapped on for this because his name's Dante Johnson. But, again, not sure what he is supposed to do here just because of where the ball is placed, how quickly it's coming out of Rodgers' hands. There's no space there. He's closer to Adams than Lenoir was on the previous play. Man, that's dynamite. That is a tough throw. That is about as good as you can ask. And I don't know what your correction would be for Dante Johnson here. First down. So unlike the offense, the defense, their process is consistent because effort plays like this. We've already highlighted a few of them. But here's Fred Warner again, saving a touchdown tackle. So it's a gain of 6, but it could very well easily be a touchdown. The Packers have 3 receivers to the 49ers, 3 defenders. They're going to run a bubble, and they make a guy miss. They make Tart miss. It should be a walk-in touchdown, but thanks to Warner's effort in the middle there, gets from the far hash to outside of the bottom of the numbers before he can gain 5-6 yards. Impressive player. That's why you pay him the big bucks. Plays like these are why he is the best linebacker in the NFL. Sure, he can carry number 3 down the field. One of the best coverage players in the NFL. Stout against the run, but his athleticism, his hustle, his effort, really incredible. Effort, that awareness, that confidence level, honestly, from Fred Warner is rubbing off on Azeez Al-Shaair. So we see every week the Packers run these little free access plays where it almost seems like a package play. They are going to fake their inside zone right here. He is in no man's land because Azeez Al-Shaair has to respect this run play because he has backside, but he also has to take care of number 2, who just so happens to be the best receiver in the NFL, and watch how he handles this. So he does not bite on the run. Rodgers gets rid of it quickly. Al-Shaair closes. So it's 2nd and 4, and he makes that 3rd and 2. Every team, I've seen defenses do this time and time again where Adams makes this guy miss, and he just takes off. It's a gain of 6, 7, possibly more. Azeez Al-Shaair makes this play, turns it into 3rd and 2. Because of that, the very next play, the Packers have a 3rd down. Adams drops the ball, gets poked out, and they have to punt. Another play where they save points because of just hustle, smart play, heady play. Shown 2 plays of Al-Shaair and him being in the slot where he doesn't give this window that Dante Johnson is going to open up here. So ideally what you'd like to see, so let me walk through the play here. It's going to be something that Packers have done for 10 years now where they're going to run just a slant flat combination. What you want to do is play with depth, keep getting width, take away this slant window. That way, Rodgers has to do exactly what we've shown previously, throw it underneath, and you can rally to the ball for a minimal gain. Instead, Johnson goes with the flat defender right away, creating that big window for Rodgers to get a first down. Easy slant. Ideally, again, what you would want Dante Johnson to do here is to keep getting width instead of driving on this. Play underneath this. That way, Rodgers has kind of a muddier read. Just don't make it that easy, which is tough against zone, against, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. But I don't know how much practice Dante Johnson got in the slot just due to injuries. So that could be part of it. But that's just way too easy. Why playing defense in the NFL sucks, part 3. So again, when they go empty, Fred Warner is going to carry number 3. Many teams have tried, few have succeeded because one of the top 10 coverage players in the NFL. So he does a really good job here. Aaron Rodgers just puts the ball where only the receiver can make a play. He gets flagged on this play, and I understand why, but there's not much else he can do here. As you can see, he's trailing in that scenario. You can also see the wide receiver, or the tight end, I guess I should say, Tunyon, he initiates contact first. When that happens, Warner should be able to fight back. He should be able to get his hands off of him, play through his hands, and finish. He gets flagged because he doesn't look back, and there's a reason for that. So right now he's trailing. When you're trailing, if you were to look back to the ball, you're going to create separation between you and the wide receiver because naturally that's where your body's going to take you. So instead, you're going to play his eyes, play through his hands. If his eyes get big, that's a tell that the ball is on the way, or you just play through his hands, try to rake it out, which is exactly what Warner does. I understand why he was flagged there, but that's just not what he's taught to do. And I don't know what else Warner should do there. I feel like you should just let them play here. But again, doesn't look back, and that's why it's a flag. Still a great play. All right, margin for error. Hall of Fame quarterback. This is what happens. So this is a touchdown. It is 17-14. It is third down. We are in the fourth quarter. So ideally, you hold them to a field goal here. Probably go score, go win. Unfortunately, touchdown is given up. So here's what we have going on. We have man coverage to the bottom of the screen here. We have what looks like a red 2, cover 2 type of shell to the top where they are going to, he has a flat. He is going to take any sort of in-cut route, and then Tart has the deep half. However, in-cut, and then this number 3 wide receiver is going to run to the corner, knowing the scenario, knowing that it's third down, knowing that the Packers are probably going to want to put the ball into the end zone here. Lenore should let these guys go because there's help underneath. You know the call. You know these two aren't blitzing. Remember, in the offensive breakdown, I told you, you can tell by the pressure on their legs who's coming and who's not. It doesn't look like either of these two are blitzing. His slight hesitation here, and just honestly a dime, masterful throw from Rodgers is the reason that they score. Watch Lenore to the top of the screen. There's no reason for him not to get depth. He has to keep sinking, know the situation, know the scenario. He is a rookie. He's a 5th-round rookie. I understand why he does not make this play. Tough to be mad at that throw at the same time just because, wow. But Lenore has to get depth here. And if he does get depth, that slight hesitation is the difference between a pass breakup. Hell of a quarterback, man. All right, final 2 throws. Final drive of the game that sets up the Packers' game-winning field goal. There is no defense for a perfect throw. That has been the case all game. The 49ers have unfortunately been on the wrong end of seemingly all of those. That did not stop on this play. So they're going to run Devontae Adams on a deep crosser. He's going to run up to the 45-yard line, come across the middle. Fred Warner, he's at the 30-yard line right now. He's going to get 15 yards of depth. And that was still not enough because of where the ball is placed by Rodgers. So you're going to be able to see this here. And Adams actually breaks his route off on the 45-yard line. He's going to get to the 45 right there. And as you can see, Warner, he's at the 45-yard line right there. He does his job. If you think that he should have gotten more depth right there, how? He does exactly what he's supposed to do. But Hall of Fame quarterback. It's perfect. It's that level of touch. Man, you at some point you just have to tip your cap, but the 49ers did it so many times this game. I know they had to be frustrated because it seemed like they were in great position time and time again, and they just didn't get it done. I don't want to be the guy who's always complaining about holding, because you can call that on every play, but it's tough that this wasn't called in this play. So watch Samson Ebukam here. He gets held at the last minute. You have two referees, an umpire and a referee, looking at him. You have to call that in this scenario. And I don't want to make it seem like this is the reason that the 49ers lost the game, because there are far too many other plays that they did not make. And you never want to leave it in the ref's the ref's hands, but you have to call that. And as you can see, just like the ball placement there, the touch, just dropping it over Fred Warner's head. Oh, no, Fred Warner was sick after that. So you've seen a bunch of people complain, hey, DeMeco Ryans, how come you weren't more aggressive? How come you didn't do this? How come you weren't double teaming Devontae Adams? Why weren't you playing man coverage? Well, they did both of those last two things. And honestly, DeMeco Ryans lived in man coverage when he had to this game. On that 3rd and 33 play in the first half, he's playing man coverage. So honestly, I have nothing bad to say about what DeMeco Ryans did this game. He had plenty of curveballs, plenty of changeups. He just got Aaron Rodgers. That's what happened. And in this in this play, you just see the difference between veterans at the bottom understanding the situation and rookies at the top not. So you have Dante Johnson and Emmanuel Mosley to the bottom here. They're playing press man. They're playing tight man. It's 3rd and 10. You know you have help over the top. There's no reason to be this soft as Deommodore Lenoir is. For the record, Jimmy Ward is still getting lined up while the ball is snapped and he's in the wrong spot. That's neither here nor there, but just pay attention to how soft he is. When I say that this is a double team, so the 49ers are in man coverage across the board. As you can see, man. He's supposed to be on number 3 right here. And then Warner has the running back who they were chipping buzzsaw all game. That's going to happen to him all season, so he better get used to that. Anyway, 3rd and 10, think about what's going to happen. Think about what they are trying to do. They're probably not going to take a shot here because they are at midfield trying to get a field goal. With that in mind, you have to be aggressive knowing you have help right here. That is not the case. Both of Deommodore Lenoir and Talanoa Hufanga are too soft on this play, and that's why there's completion. Just got to understand the situation. He has help. Be aggressive. And I know Lenoir is probably kicking himself after that for not doing that, not being aggressive. It's tough just because these are the type of mistakes that you can't have, and this was the difference in the game. Got to know the situation, doesn't, and that's ball game. And honestly, again, I thought the 49ers played really well. Just a handful of plays where they just didn't make. Even talking about the pass rush, 2.38 seconds to throw all day. Because whenever he had time, see Eric Armstead here, he won a lot. But the ball's out of his hands so quickly that it just didn't matter. And that's what makes it tough. So, really good game by the 49ers. Unfortunately, they got Aaron Rodgers, and that was the difference. Don't have really any opinions that changed from last week to this week. Still think they're an excellent unit. Still think they're going to make a ton of plays. They just have to tighten things up. And honestly, they will be fine.